Hello, 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 everybody. It is Friday, and I hope everyone had an amazing week. I've had an amazing week. I've met some amazing people, and on today, we have an amazing conversation for you all. Today, I have a special guest that is with us, and she will also be with us here in Dallas, Texas on October the 28th at the Business Women Building Wealth Luncheon. If you are tuning in for the first time, my name is Terry Alford. It's a pleasure to meet you. Many call me the Women's Wealth Strategist. I specialize in helping business women build wealth and financial freedom so that we can live, lead, and leave multi-million dollar legacies. On today, I have one of my business friends with us on today who does so much. And I will tell you, I have grown in so many ways in the last year, and I have to contribute some of that growth to the conversations I've had with this amazing CEO. So, on today, we are going to speak about creative benefits for CEOs. Thank you for being here with us today, Christina. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
This is exciting, and I'm
Yes.
so honored that you accepted my invitation to come to the Business Women Building Wealth Luncheon to speak to the women that are going to be there and to continue to speak to me
Yeah.
because it is important for us to realize as CEOs, even though we may be the only CEO in our company, we do not have to do business alone. So it's great for us to be able to be around other incredible CEOs and to be able to learn from each other. You know, Christina, I was on a call earlier this week, and the call was about divine collaborations. Now, when I logged into the call, I didn't know that that's what it was going to be about. I just knew it was part of a challenge. But on that particular day, the topic was about divine collaborations. And I was like, that is so timely for
Yes.
what is happening in this season, divine collaborations. And so here's the thing, Christina and I, we are both licensed in insurance. However, we do not see each other as competition. If you are watching this live and you believe in collaboration over competition, put that in the comment section of this video. Collaboration over competition, okay? The
Yes.
other thing I want you to do is if you're watching the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay in the comment section. So I'm going to stop talking and just start asking questions because these people, they hear from me all the time. They want to hear from you, and I want
Absolutely.
you to
Yeah.
just be your natural self, share your brilliance, and they will know that they definitely need to get their tickets to the luncheon if they have not gotten their tickets to the luncheon yet. So you, Christina Perez,
Yeah.
CEO, on your way to having $1 million firm in the
Yeah.
financial services space. Tell us about your journey in the beginning. How did you start your journey as an entrepreneur?
Really good question. And it's funny you said $1 million journey, right? And that sounds so scary. I'm going to be honest, just hearing that out loud because it sounds like such a dream. But yes, that's definitely where I'm headed. And so it's exciting to share that with people. So how did I start? I started 15 years ago. I knew nothing about insurance. And it just so happened that a boyfriend's dad, just interacting with me, told me, hey, you can do what I do just because how I helped him with a cell phone. And if, for those of you that know Blackberries, right, that was what the in thing that business people used. And he's the one that really spotted that my talent and that what I could do. And I really didn't even know anything about it. And I actually turned away the opportunity, which is crazy. I was 25 when he offered me the opportunity. He saw something I didn't. And I waited a little bit with the corporate America way until I broke my head and I realized, like, no, you know what? Let me revisit this. And I told him, okay, I'm ready. I had to, I don't know, I mean, make me figure out things on my own and fail a little bit and realize, like, you know what? Let's talk. And I'm really grateful for him because of him, I'm in this career and I don't see myself and I keep bringing people in to do what I do because it's a great field to be in. It's a great career to be in.
Yes, it really is. What's amazing is I actually ran. I ran from insurance. I did not want to sell insurance. So I have my undergraduate degree in finance. And
Mm-hmm.
when I first graduated, I was looking to have more experience. So I would see all of these opportunities and I saw that they were in finance. And then when I got to the interview and I learned that I needed to sell insurance before I learned the other side, I was like, I don't want to sell insurance. I don't want to sell insurance.
You
And
know,
that
it's
was back
just
in Memphis, Tennessee.
it
Oh, go
sounds
ahead.
boring. That's why. Let's be honest. It is like
Yes.
insurance because I said the same thing. I'm like, boo. No, like there's gonna be something. I wanted to do. I was young. I wanted to do something more exciting, and you know
Mhm.
what? I can tell you that I love what I do, and that's probably why it's easy for me to share this opportunity because it's not what you think it is. Honestly, it's
Mhm.
not what you think it is.
Yeah,
Would you
it's
agree?
not. I would agree. I would agree. Because here's the thing. So I had an internship with Merrill Lynch when I
Mhm.
first graduated. Well, actually, in my senior year of college. And I just had an idea of what I thought insurance was and what I thought investments were. Fast forward, I worked for a bank. Fast forward, moved to Dallas, started teaching, and I accelerated in that industry or in that area of my life. And then, long story short, I ended up getting another opportunity to get a license, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. I'm just going to get it just so I can have more opportunities in Dallas. And long story short, here I am doing what I didn't want to do when it was first brought to me when I was 20, 21, and 22. But you know what? That's how God works. If there's something that he wants you to do,
Yeah.
you're going to do it. You can try to run, you can try to hide, you can say I don't want to do that, but you're going to do it. And so that's the beautiful thing about life is if we're trying to find our purpose,
Mhm.
sometimes we just need to have a conversation with God and look at our journey and it's going to make sense. Everything is going to click. So the reason we started talking about insurance is because we're talking about creative benefits for CEOs. I often work with women who are transitioning from being in corporate to going full time in their business. I also often work with women who may have worked under another leader in the medical field or in the law field. And as they are getting ready to transition to have their own place or their own business, they're curious about how do I
Get
live
benefits.
and pay for health insurance, life insurance, benefits. Like, I really want to go full time in my business, but I don't want to lose my benefits. So that's why we're
Yeah.
talking about this on today because I hear that all the time. You will be surprised at how many people ask me, Terry, how do you pay health insurance? It's on auto. It's on auto pay. There's a card saved on file. What do you mean? How do I pay for health insurance? What do you mean? What do you really want to know? Like you just paid. How do you pay for health insurance? And so I mean, I say it in a joking manner, but realistically, this is
Yes.
something that people do not think about as they're thinking about transitioning from their job or they may work for a large, well known dental practice and then they want to start their own dental practice. And so they're thinking about benefits and they're thinking
Yeah.
about insurance. So,
Absolutely.
Christina, as the benefits expert,
Yeah.
tell us what are some creative ways that we can have great benefits for ourselves, but also great benefits for our employees? Because as small business owners, like of
Mhm.
course all of us, we have a big business. If you're a business owner, you have a big business. There's
Yeah.
nothing small about being an entrepreneur. There's
Tell me
nothing
about
cute. There's
it.
nothing cute about entrepreneurship. I feel like Christina and I, we make it look cute.
Yeah.
This ain't cute.
I know, right? Because so like, and and I'm hearing you because I keep coming across people that say I don't want to leave. You mentioned that I don't want to leave my
Mhm,
job, right? I want to leave my job, but I'm afraid about losing my benefits. And I used
mhm,
to think that same way too because I didn't know any better. And so
mhm,
it's good that we talk about this topic because the healthcare marketplace has changed so much. So when I first started, there was just private insurance, and they would actually look at your health. They would look at your health, and then depending on how healthy you were back in the day, you were either approved or not approved. Well, that's not the case today. So the Affordable Care Act came into place like 7, 8 years ago, and what they did was the government did. So you can buy insurance, what we call on the marketplace or not. This is private insurance, and they've made it affordable for a lot of families or a lot of individuals. Now, I can't say every single person is going to have affordable coverage, but I would say a lot of people are getting a really, really good healthcare system. So the government, number one, has subsidized, right, for certain incomes, have subsidized, and it's not low income, it's for working people, okay? People that have a business like you and I, anybody that wants to go into a business, don't be afraid. Don't hold back, because you can buy your own benefits. If you have a successful business, if you're making money, you're going to be able to afford your benefits. I used to fear that. Not anymore. I've been covered since the very beginning. There's many options. The thing is, you need to talk to an insurance agent that knows what they're doing, that's been in the business long enough. I've been fortunate enough to be in the business 15 years, so I've seen the changes in healthcare, and so I'm not afraid. I'll give you an example. My sister-in-law, she's finally leaving teaching early, like yourself. Yes, she has her license, and the number one thing she says, like, what am I going to do about healthcare? And I'm just like, you sell it to yourself, number one, because you're a licensed agent. And I go, and believe it or not, these plans are really great. So number one is finding an agent that is licensed to do this, right? I focus on healthcare, right? I focus on two things: Medicare and regular, just the Affordable Care Act. Now, there's people that don't want to get on the Affordable Care Act. That's okay. That's just regular health insurance, and it's based on your age, and that's it, and whether or not you smoke. So, are there options? Absolutely. Are there affordable options? Yes. Is there expensive options? Yes. But every person is different. So, I talk to you, we interview, we see what your needs are, we see what your expectations are, and our job is to help you find something. So that's like the simplest way. Now, I also want to mention that even small employers are starting, like, they want to provide benefits to be competitive, right? To who? Big companies, the companies that what we left, right? Because I left a big company, I left a major company. I've always worked corporate world. So how do we compete with that? So there's different ways, there's different strategies. Number one is you can do group benefits, right? We all sorts of people are doing group benefits. That's one option. Or something I've done and implemented in my own business. I don't provide group insurance per se, but I do offer a stipend. So what I do is I tell my staff, I say, everybody get on the marketplace, because you're going to get a better option on the market, but you're going to get a very good deductible, affordable pricing. I don't want to take away the opportunity of the government subsidizing part of your plan, because they're gonna help you in so many ways. And then what I do is I add to their paycheck a stipend, a set amount of money, where it's $100, $200, whatever you want to give to help pay for those benefits. So they get to choose whatever company. I don't have to worry about it. They get the coverage, and I pay for that benefit to help them out. So a lot of people are doing this. Another great way also to save a lot of business owners, because sometimes you've got business owners trying to find ways to save money because maybe their claims are really high. They can't seem to afford. A lot of people don't know that if you got a person that is going to be aging into Medicare, 65, or maybe disabled, guess what? Once they have Medicare, they can opt in to go to Medicare. And there's a lot of great things happening on the Medicare side. They have Medicare Advantage. It don't cost them anything. The majority of Texas, they have, and I always say Texas because I'm very familiar with the benefits around Texas. And, or they have supplements. And so there's a lot of great options. They don't have to stay on their group insurance. So a lot of businesses are starting to say, how can we lower our costs so that we could still provide group benefits? If that's the way they want to go. One way is paying. So there's companies paying for their Medicare benefits. Okay. So get on Medicare, get on all the options, and we will pay for your premiums that way. So it's still a benefit. So these are just different ways. It just depends on the group, the individual. We sit, we talk, we figure out what your goals are, and we decide together what is the benefit that you want to create for yourself or for your team. So these are some great ideas, right? And I'm always open to talk and see, but everything is an individual case, just so you know.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. See, this is why you need to be at the Business Women Building Wealth Luncheon. Where else can you go and have these types of conversations with other CEOs? Now, here's the thing. I said that Christina is on her way to having $1 million firm, and she said, Well, that sounds a little scary, but that's just because she's taking it all in. Okay, she's already over 600,000 in annual income in her firm. What does that mean? That means that she has helped quite a few people, and she's very trustworthy, and she's very good at what she does. So if you are are not at a place in your business where you have 600,000 in income per year, guess what? You need to be at the Business Women Building Wealth Luncheon so you can ask people who have done it. Okay? That's why I want you ladies to be there. This is not just a luncheon. You might as well say this is an experience. This is like a mini conference, a mini workshop. This is all of that. I have a background in education. I have a master's in education. You know what? You know what's funny, Christina? So I was at an event last night, and this woman kept calling me doctor. She keeps saying Dr. Terry, Dr. Alfred. And I'm like, she keeps calling me doctor. And it happens like at least once a quarter. And so I was like, I don't have a doctorate. And she was like, but your name, it's Dr. Terry. I was like, no, it's not. And I've seen this woman at multiple places, but in her mind, I am Dr. Terry.
Oh, I love
My
it.
yes, my master's is in education though. That MED is not a medical degree; it's a master's in education. But I said, you know what? I take it. I'll take it. I'm speaking it into existence. And what
Yes.
that says to me is that she considers me to be an expert. So
Yes.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about how do you become an expert in your field if no one in your family has ever
Yeah.
been a CEO.
Yes. In the beginning, you don't have a roadmap, right? Like you said, we're a bunch of successful women, and we don't even know we're successful. Truth be told, all we're doing is working hard every day, making a difference in our clients, lives, right? I will always want to do good by my clients. And what it is every day is you just improve. You read, you have to read. You got to go to conferences. You've got to be around people that are successful. Okay. And you just have to want it. The why is the most important thing, I believe. I didn't know, Terry, that I wanted to be a CEO. I didn't know that I wanted to have an agency. I just knew that I wanted to make enough money to have a comfortable life, travel the world, because that's what I love. I love travel the world. And I wanted to give myself the freedom. That's it. I wanted to give me my freedom. And that was the hook for me. I wanted freedom. I wanted to be able to go to church on Wednesdays and Sundays and do the women's group. And the church is going to a missionary trip. I wanted to join all that. But as long as I wasn't being the master of my own time, that was never going to happen. So number one is it starts with, where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself? And then, and it wasn't like that. There was moments where I'm like, that's it. I'm doing good. I'm successful, but that's it. And I'm going to be honest, I felt alone. I did. There's many times where you feel alone and you're like, is this it? But then I started joining teams like my business coaching. I started going to self-development. I started going anything that I could find growth in. You have to be hungry for growth. Because if you're not, like I said, I've done Tony Robbins. I have a business coach several times now. And every time I plug in, I grow. My business grows, and I can own it. But truth be told, how do you get there? It's a day at a time. Mastering your craft. What I do is I have to learn, like Medicare. People always ask me, why do you know so much about Medicare? I'm like, because I read everything. I genuinely want to have answers to many things. I try to be the best in what I do. I take pride, and then I listen to every single client individually. I look them in the eyes. I talk to them. I listen to what their needs are, and I really try to really give them what they need. Not everything is a perfect right. It's not a one fix all, but if I can get you 99% of what you need, then I'm winning. But honestly, it's surrounding yourself, going to things like this, going to your luncheon, learning, talking to other successful people, not being afraid to ask questions. Like you mentioned earlier, we're not in competition. Like I feel like you and I are kindred spirits. I really connect with you, and I love that. And I feel like, oh my God, I can ask you anything, and you're going to be honest with me, and vice versa. I feel like that you do the same thing. But that's what it is. It's trusting and surrounding yourself by the right people and learning every time you go in. It doesn't matter that I'm 15 years in the business. You need to know that I have to remember to be a student, to learn, right? Like I do IUL, I do IULs. I know you do, but I feel like you're the master of IULs, you know? And I've been in the business
Thank
long
you,
enough.
thank you, thank you.
Right. So for life, I'm like, okay, I automatically know I'm gonna talk to Terry. I know Terry knows her stuff. It's surrounding you
Mhm,
and not being embarrassed to talk to people that are successful.
mhm,
Okay. And that's I think that's what it is. That's how you get there is every day be a student.
mhm. Yes, absolutely. That is so powerful. So powerful. And here's the thing, like I will say I know quite a bit, but I don't know everything. And so I there are certain spaces that I would go in and I'm like, oh, I already know this. I already know this. As a matter of fact, yesterday I went to a meeting and the
Mm-hmm.
speaker was speaking about your elevator pitch and how to perfect your networking. Like, I know how to network. I know how to do it. The elevator, I know this. I know this. I'm just gonna go to network. Well, lo and behold, he volunteered me to get up and do my elevator pitch. And even though I know I did an amazing job, there was still feedback for me. It was like, okay, well, here is what everybody needs to add to their speech. And I still walked away with something. So being a student and realizing that no one is the source of all knowledge and we can learn from everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and address this too.
Mm-hmm.
Christina and I may have kindred spirits, but our melanin is not the same. She doesn't have the same skin I have, and I don't have the same skin she has. But that doesn't mean that we can't connect on a deeper level. So sometimes we have to realize that the people that we are to be connected to, some may look like us and some may not look like us. But what we're looking at is the inside. And
Yes.
if the G look, I now I got to go back to what my Sunday school teacher used to say. Back at my old church where I grew up, if the Jesus in me love the Jesus in you, then it's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a great time. So
Yes.
I definitely thank you so much for being here with us on today, for sharing what you shared. I think I want to ask you one more question that I think can help our viewers get a little bit more insight about you and why they need to be there to meet you as well as all the other guest speakers and me as well. So here's the question that I will ask you. As a CEO, since we're talking about creative benefits for CEOs, as a CEO, we have a lot on our plate. A lot of us like that title because we think that it means something, but it
Mm-hmm.
just means that we have a great responsibility to us, our business, our company, and the rest of the world. What are some things that we should do as CEOs to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves with our benefits and making sure that we are doing enough self care so that we do not experience burnout as a CEO and want to quit what God has called us to?
God, that's a really good question. So some of the things I guess that I do for self care is we can be workaholics. As when you run your own business, you can show up to work all day, everything because everything depends on the hustle, right? Like getting out there every day. And I'm really guilty of staying really late, working on weekends. Sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm sending out emails, cleaning out my emails. Yes, a lot of people are laughing and like, "Were you?" Because I accidentally forget to put an 8 o'clock like to send out, and I'm just working, right? And we tend to work at all hours. You're yes, yes, and you know what I do is I work hard, but I also make time for number one is my spirit, my soul. For me is making sure that I'm making time with the Lord. Okay, first and foremost, because it doesn't matter. The word says that nothing of this world will fill you, but other than the love of Jesus. So for me, it's number one is being right with the Lord, right? That going to church, getting into women's groups, learning my word, go to conferences, development, and being a part of a community like that. Number two is taking time for yourself. Like you have to exercise. You need to eat right? It's very easy to stress eat. I'm guilty of it too. And then I have to remember myself, okay, I'm getting older and I have to take care of myself because if I'm not good, I cannot take care of anybody. I have 45 agents. then I have to give them my energy. I have to give them my positivity. So if I'm not well with myself, I'm not going to give them my best. And I want to give my clients and my staff and my team the best version of me. It's not hard, but like I said, it's just, and travel. For me, traveling, seeing the world, experiencing cultures, being a part of these groups, right? Like I love, Terry says this all about, like, I might miss a lot of my Wednesday class, but girl, tell me that to be there in person. And for me, I turn alive, and investing and turning off my phone and just being present with you guys is how I help myself balance and give myself back peace, because it cannot just be about work. I love my job, but I will be burnt out. And it's because you need to leave early at the time you need to leave. Give yourself structure, but feed your soul with the right people and with God. You've got it's all it's there's never balance, but you have to have priorities.
Priorities and boundaries. That is
Yes.
so powerful. So, as a CEO who can work from my home office, what I have decided to do is take Mondays, majority of the Mondays and Fridays, and have those as CEO days, and actually leave my home and go into the office so that I can start experiencing like true time blocks and
Yes.
being able to set true boundaries. Like instead of working all night long, all morning long,
Mhm.
all day long, because it's easy to do, especially when you're a single woman. I mean,
Yes.
it's just easy to do. It's like, well, pull up the
Yeah.
laptop. And for me, I'm a multitasker. So as I'm watching Selling Sunset and Selling the OC and Love is Blind and The Ultimatum and all those other shows I love watching,
Yeah.
um, I can actually work at the same time, and so
Mhm.
I've had to create those boundaries and prioritize me in this season, and that's why I'm grateful that you will be at the Business Women Building Wealth Luncheon, as well as Miss Stacy Wright. She was here last week, and she
Mhm.
spoke about doing business from the heart. If you all missed that, go catch that. Next week, we're going to have a guest speaker. She's actually a new speaker. Her name is Amaka Abanika Ihigwer. Now, let me tell you about her. She is near and dear and precious to my heart. She has I'll say she has multiple businesses, but she's going to help us understand as a businesswoman, as a business owner who's getting paid on self employed income, how can we prepare ourselves to buy a home or to invest in real estate? This
Wow.
is this is a big deal to me because I purchased my home. I built my home on my self employed income. But instead of hearing it from me, why not hear it from one of the best realtors in all of DFW? So, again, if you have not gotten your tickets for the Business Women Building Wealth Luncheon, please go to jointerry.com/luncheon and purchase your tickets on today. Christina, you shared a lot on today. I thank you very much for what you shared. And I know you're going to share so much more for the people who make the investment and take out the time to spend time with us, 4 hours with us on October the 28th. Do you have any last words that you would like to leave us with on today?
uh, Join us. That's all I could say. It's going to be really powerful hearing from a lot of brilliant women. I'm excited to share any knowledge, pick my brain. I'd love to see everybody. I want to see everybody say, hey, I saw you in the show. I want to talk to you. How do I do this? And we're here to help you. And we want to collaborate because we are powerful women and we need more powerful women taking charge of their money, taking charge of their finances, their souls, and their freedom. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I got my flights booked, my hotel's ready, and we're ready to
Yes.
rock this.
Yes, I'm so ready. I want to say some other things, but I'm just trying to keep it because if I say these things, then we'll miss out on the element of surprise. So I need to just leave it there. We're gonna end right there. I
Okay.
thank you all for watching this live. If you are watching the replay, please put hashtag replay in the comment section. If this was informational, type informational in the comment section. If this was motivational or inspirational, type that in the comment section. We want to know how we're doing, and we also want to know how we can help you. Christina, how can we find you? How can we reach out to you?
You guys can reach me at my email. It's Christina at bettisfinancialgrp.com. I'm going to repeat it.
Okay.
Christina, Christina, at bettisfinancialgrp.com. If you have any questions, shoot me an email.
Thank you very much, Queen. I can't wait to dance with you on
I
October
know.
28th. It's going to be good.
No way.
I will talk to you all later. Thank you very much. And I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Let's go, quarter four.
Yes.